Josh Green here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Barnsley's Callum Simpson. Just a few weeks out now from the fight against Germaine Brown. How are you doing? How are you doing, Callum?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. A big
Good.
fight in the offing for you with Germaine Brown. You keep getting those W's under your belt, but does this one feel like a real step up for yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's I think my last one was a step up. Since I signed with Boxer, I've asked for good, solid domestic fights. I don't want to wait around. I want fights, and I feel like this next one is another good step up, another good fight. Very experienced, former English champion. He's coming off a very good win a few weeks ago. So yeah, I think it's a good step up for me and a good solid fight.
Does that feel like what you've got to do now? You've got to put your name out there. You've got to get these wins against known names to put yourself in a position because it's an absolutely packed division here in the UK.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Like you said, obviously, there's no point in fighting certain foreigners that are not really going to get recognition for fighting. So, like Germaine Brown, I think is ranked 10th in the UK, got a good world ranking as well. So yeah, might as well get the fights, but I'm going to get credit for it. And like I said, I believe that I'm the best in the division. So only way I can prove that is to fight the people that are in my division, that have got a high ranking as well. So just step by step, it's just stepping levels.
We know you're proud of your roots and proud of being from Barnsley.
Yeah, yeah.
Doncaster and Sheffield usually get the headlines from Yorkshire, Leeds as well with Josh Warrington, but you're really putting Barnsley on the map, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. But I tried to, mate. Yeah, I'm trying to. I think Sheffield with the Ingle gym, they had a very good run. Josh Warren's been doing really well with these. Maxi Hughes, Terry Harper, Doncaster. Now Dalton Smith with Sheffield. So yeah, but there's not really been many names from Barnsley. So I feel like I'm going to be the first one to really, like I said, put Barnsley on with boxing. Like I said, I'm a very proud Barnsley Yorkshire lad. So yeah, I'm very happy to do so.
Where does it feel like you are in your career at the moment? Signing with Boxer, facing obviously a former English champion. Does it feel like at the moment you're unstoppable, really, and you're really on the way up at the moment?
Yeah, I think that I'm building some good momentum and the trajectory is growing very well. And I feel like in a few fights' time, I'm going to be going for the British title. But going to do with Germaine Brown first. But if everything goes as we believe it's going to go, we'll be getting titles very soon.
You mentioned the British title there. There's a few names around the division. Who do you expect to be in the opposite corner when that time comes?
I would have thought Jack Cullen. He got a very good win against Mark Efron. His name being mentioned a few times over the past few weeks. So yeah, I'd like to think it'd be him hopefully.
Yeah, Jack Cullen's an interesting one. He's much like you. He's never really ducked a challenge, and he got a great win over Mark Heffron a couple of weeks ago up
Yeah,
in Manchester. What did you make of his performance?
a good performance, mate. He did everything right. Stuck to the basics, kept it longer than he needed to. And I think Mark Efron, he we were trying a bit too hard, lunging in, loading up his shots, and he got caught on the inside. We're very good. I think we're a left hook. I was sat ringside, but we're a great shot.
I think there are some people that were shocked by the result in that one. Did it surprise you at all?
No, mate, I thought Cullen were going to win, but I didn't think we were going to finish that early. I thought it'd either be on points or a late stoppage, but I wasn't really shocked by that.
You say you've got your eye immediately on Jack Cullen, but there's plenty of other names around the division as well. You look at Lorraine Richards, Kieran Conway. It's a sacked division, and beyond British level, where do you think your career is going to go in the next 18 months, 2 years beyond the Jack Cullen?
I'm not sure, mate. I don't know. All I know is that I can just keep training hard, keep winning fights, keep developing, keep stepping up. So who knows where I'm going to be in 2 years. Whether, I'd like to think by this time next year I've got the British title and then, pushing on to international or European title fights. I'm developing every fight. I'm improving, every week I'm improving in the gym. We've got a lot of stuff to work on, I'm nowhere near the finished article yet, and I know that. But yeah, like I said, every fight we just want to step up to step up. So, who knows what will be in 18 months. But like I said, I'd like to think in the next 6 months I'll be British champion, hopefully.
We've seen once again you've been sparring in the ring with Artur Beterbiev. How much do you draw from that experience? And talk to me about what the experience is like for you sparring with him.
I can take a lot from it, mate. Firstly is, like I said, Beterbiev is He's an elite world. He's not just a world champion. He's an elite world champion. You know, he beat Usyk in the amateurs. He's had 19 fights, won them all by knockout. And I know that if I can get in with him, someone that's a weight above me, I can take his shots and I can do well. It's not just a case I'm going over there and I'm just getting, you know, I'm going there as like just a sparring partner. I'm going there and I'm doing good work. I'm not just a punch bag over there. I'm actually sparring very good over there. I'm giving a very good account of myself. And I know that if I can do that with him, then I can do that with anyone, especially the weight blowing stuff, middleweights.
Is there any other names you've been sparring recently that you can tell us about?
Like I said, the Ezra Taylor I've just been to sparring Loughborough now is a light heavyweight from Nottingham. He's on the Sammy Frank Warren, who is obviously Mark Efron. I've got sparring Dan Aziz on Friday, the first time sparring him. Sparring Dan Aziz this weekend, and then next week hopefully as well. Sparred Ricky Summers, who's sparring Anthony Yard. You know, I sparred Lyndon Arthur quite a lot. Jose Burton, everyone really, mate. Anyone that wants it, yeah. Which, like I said, we're always willing to travel. What's the saying? Got guns, will travel. Pretty much, you know. We're out like twice a week traveling. Like I said, we're in Loughborough last week, Birmingham last week, Loughborough again this week, London at the end of the week. So yeah, we're always out and about trying to get some good work in there.
You mentioned Dan Aziz. He's got a big fight coming up with Joshua Brazzi on the 21st of October. A real 50-50 fight. Where do you see that one tipping?
Yeah, definitely. I think I favour Aziz just based on his momentum, and you know, he's been putting on some great performances over his past few fights, and I feel like Brazzi's his career has really been a little bit slow the past few years. But you know, like I said, it's 50-50. Depends what kind of style you like. I've heard a few people saying that they think Brazzi is gonna give Aziz a boxing lesson and his levels above boxing wise. But obviously, I've heard good things. Aziz actually went over to spar Beterbiev as well, and they've told me very good things about Aziz when he was sparring Beterbiev. So yeah, like I said, it's 50-50 fight. But I think, you know, I spoke to them both, but Dan Aziz is a top guy as well. But I suppose on Friday I'll see how good he is in the ring when we spar.
You mentioned earlier that you're up in Manchester watching Mark Efron and Jack Callum, but I'd like to get your reaction to the main event as well. Win for Chris Eubank Jr. over Liam Smith. Expected, in your opinion?
Not expected. Before the first fight, I thought Eubank could win, and then obviously Liam seemed to have caused an upset with it. I think Eubank was the favourite in the first fight, but in the second fight, I think Pete held most. The consensus was that Smith were going to win again, just based on the first fight. But yeah, after the first few rounds, you could see it wasn't going to go one way, and I don't think Smith's legs recovered from the first drop when he got dropped the first time, and I think he was getting a bit of a beating, weren't he, for the rest of the fight, pretty much.
It seems although Conor Benn is once again being linked with Chris Eubank Jr. As a boxing fan, is that a fight you'd still want to see? Yeah,
of course. I think that's the fight everyone wants to see. You know, whatever is going on with Conor Benn, I don't really know the details and stuff or what's going on, but I think that's the fight that everyone wants to see, really. Yeah, especially after we just beat Smith, especially after Eubank just beat Smith. I think it's still the fight that people are talking about and still the fight that people want to see.
The final one I'd like to get your thoughts on is Canelo against Jermell Charlo, which is set for September 30th. Do you think that Canelo is slowing down at all and there's chances for Jermell Charlo in that one?
Possibly, obviously, his last fight against Bivol, was it? Is that right? Yeah, so I think obviously there was a weight above in it. Well, one of his last fights, and again, it's another elite world champion. But yeah, you could say it's slowing down maybe. There's obviously a chance for Charlo, but it all depends on what happens. That they're both top fighters. So again, probably I think Canelo is the favourite, but you never know what's going to happen. Yeah,
I think the last one was against Ryder. I could be wrong there. But,
yeah, sorry, that is right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, you say there's definitely chances for Charlo there, but I mean, what can that do for Canelo? Another loss? Do you think there's more legs on Canelo's career, or do you think another loss would put an end to it?
Nah, I think he'll still keep going, Canelo. He's still probably the biggest name in boxing, in world boxing. And I think even if he gets a loss, it's still a massive name, and there's still plenty of fights out there for him, big money fights.
All right, perfect. Cheers for your time, Callum. Really appreciate it, and best of luck.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much, mate. Take care. Cheers.